And welcome to Ian Livingstone's Caverns of the Snow Witch. It's in a similar vein as the Forest of Doom that we did previously, and it's going to be another exciting time. This time somewhat more frosty, and apparently involving goblins or orcs, with other goblins or... But never mind that. Let's get straight into it. Caverns of the Snow Witch is a fighting game... Man, second line and I've already muffed up. Caverns of the Snow Witch is a fighting fantasy gamebook, an interactive adventure in which you are the hero. You can only win through by choosing the correct path, finding equipment, avoiding traps, and surviving combat. Before embarking on your adventure, you must determine your own strengths and weaknesses with a series of dice rolls. You have in your possession a sword, some leather armor, and a backpack containing provisions, food and drink, for the trip. Speaking of food and drink... Gamer Fluid, trademark. You have been preparing for your quest by training yourself in swordplay and exercising vigorously to build up your stamina. You must first choose from one of the 3 difficulty settings. This gamebook has been designed for optimum challenge on the Adventurer difficulty mode. For newcomers to fighting fantasy, we recommend Adventurer or Free Read modes. For older readers already familiar with printed versions of this gamebook, we recommend the Hardcore Hero mode. Adventurer. Play Caverns of the Snow Witch exactly how Ian Livingstone designed it. Very little has been changed from the printed version. Your starting stamina is calculated by rolling 2d6 plus 12. You're also given unlimited bookmarks, which act like placing your fingers between the pages. Not that you would ever do that. If you have beaten Caverns of the Snow Witch in Adventurer mode or have read the printed form of this gamebook before, test your courage on Icefinger Mountain with the Ultimate Challenge. Your starting skill is calculated by rolling 1d6 plus 4, thus making you weaker. You also start the adventure with only 3 provisions. You still receive unlimited bookmarks. Free Read. Play Caverns of the Snow Witch like an old-school cheater. Free Read is set up the same as Adventure mode, but is different in that it gives you 3 options to easily negotiate your way through the book. Back button. You can move backwards to the previous page. Should you take the wrong direction, you can now back up and choose another path. Free Choice button. You can unlock all links irrespective of whether they are available, so you can easily negotiate tricky parts of the story where you require certain items. Heal button. You're able to fully heal yourself at any time, so you will never run out of stamina. Which difficulty do you choose? I do of course choose Adventurer, because we want to play this exactly as it was intended. Let us begin. Or not. You have chosen the Adventurer difficulty mode. Before continuing, you must calculate your initial stamina. Your stamina score reflects your general constitution, your will to survive, your determination and overall fitness. The higher your stamina score, the longer you will be able to survive. You must roll 2 dice and adding 12 to the number rolled. This is then entered into the stamina box on your adventure sheet. Stamina will go up and down during your journey, but if your stamina falls to 0, you die and your adventure is over. If your stamina is getting low, remember to eat some of your provisions. Let us roll. Alright, 6. Nice average right in the middle. Next, determine your skill. Your skill reflects your swordsmanship and general fighting expertise. The higher the better. Your starting skill is determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6 to the number. This is then entered in the skill box of your adventure sheet. Here we go. Come on. Ooh, dear. Okay. This could be a challenging run. Next we determine luck. So far it's not been very good. Your luck score indicates how naturally lucky a person you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in the fantasy kingdom you are about to explore. Your starting luck is determined by the rolling 1 die and adding 6 to the number. This is then entered in the luck box in your adventure sheet. Sometimes lucky. Alright, so I'm going to be pretty lucky. Next you must choose a potion to take with you. In addition to your other starting equipment, you may take 1 bottle of a magical potion which will aid you in your quest. You may choose any of the following: Potion of Skill, Potion of Strength, and a Potion of Fortune. These potions may be taken at any time during your adventure, except when engaged in a battle. Taking a measure of potion will restore skill, stamina, or luck scores to their initial level. And the Potion of Fortune will add 1 point to your initial luck score before luck is restored. Each potion contains enough for 1 measure, so remember to use wisely. Well, judging by how little skill and health we have, it's not exactly an easy choice. We have plenty of luck, so I'm going to go with the strength potion. Alright. Our journey may begin. May the luck of the gods go with you on the adventure ahead. Yetinother, bro. 420 every day with the dwarves. Winters in northern Alansia are always cruel and bitter. The snow falls thick and the icy wind everybody to the bone. For the past few weeks you have been hired by a merchant called Big Jim's son to protect his trading caravans as they roll their way slowly north to the frozen outposts. The horse-drawn carts are laden with cloth, utensils, weapons, salted meats, spices, and tea, which are traded for furs and ivory carvings made from mammoth tusks. Big Jim is not usually worried about travelling north, as bandits only attack his caravans on the return journey. He is not alone in recognizing the value of the northern goods. On this particular trip, you are walking ahead of 6 carts across a frozen lake. In the distance, you can see the snow-capped peaks of the Icefinger Mountains, jutting out of low cloud. Your destination lies at the base of the mountains, where the Northmen meet to trade. Snow is falling, but not too heavily. You stop to prod the ice with your sword to make sure it can bear the weight of carts, when suddenly the shrill call of a hunting horn breaks the silence. You stand up and run back to the carts and talk to Big Jim. He is sitting next to the driver of the second cart, puffing on a long briar pipe. A huge man with a great bushy beard. Big Jim is obviously a man to be reckoned with. His bright blue eyes scan the horizon, searching for signs of life. In a deep voice, he says, "Sounds like it came from the outpost. Reckon you better go and investigate. Could be trouble, and get back quick." You set off straight away towards the outpost at the base of the Icefinger Mountains. You arrive 2 hours later at a scene of ugly carnage. The snow is red with blood and all the wooden huts are smashed and torn down. 6 men lie dead, their bodies slashed, their axes at their sides in the snow. Judging by the size of the footprints, the creature that attacked the outpost must have been enormous. There is nothing you can do for the unfortunate Northmen, so you head back towards Big Jim's caravan to report the news. You reach them in an hour, just as the daylight is fading, and relate the terrible events that have befallen the outpost. Big Jim orders the carts to be drawn into a circle to protect his men during the night. A large fire is built into the center of the circle, and you sit down beside it to talk to Big Jim. Everybody is nervous, and a guard is posted to watch for signs of movement outside. In a low voice, Big Jim asks you if you will hunt the terrible creature, for otherwise his business will be ruined forever. You smile and reply that you will track the beast, but only for a purse of 50 gold pieces. Big Jim's jaw drops open, and it takes a great deal of persuasion before he agrees to your demand. The snow finally stops falling as you settle down for the night. Sleep is a long time coming, for your mind is active with thoughts of the impending hunt. When you wake just after dawn, the fire is reduced to dying embers. Wisps of smoke rise gently into the morning mist, and not a sound is to be heard. You walk over to where Big Jim is sleeping and tap him on the shoulder. He wakes with a start and you tell him that you are setting off and hope to be back later in the day. You wave to the guard as the snow starts to fall again, and make your way back to the outpost. Now turn over. Hey, there's a face. Look, there's a freaking Mufasa face right in that mountain. By the time you reach the outpost again, the bodies are blanketed with snow and the beast's footprints are covered over. The visibility is poor as you set off toward the mountains where you hope to find the abominable killer beast. The snow on the mountainside is soft, and you sink in up to your knees as you climb slowly up. You soon find yourself at the edge of a crevasse, which is spanned by an ice bridge. If you wish to cross the crevasse by the ice bridge, turn to 335. If you'd rather walk around the crevasse, turn to 310. There's a bridge here, so let's friggin' take it. Cool as shit. The bridge is quite narrow and very slippery. Test your luck. With the amount of luck I have, I think we'll be okay. Wow. Wow. Oh, incredible. You're almost over the bridge when you suddenly slip and fall over the edge. Okay, thank you. Jesus. You fall a couple of meters only before landing on an icy ledge protruding from the side of the crevasse. You are lucky to escape with only a twisted ankle. You lose 1 stamina point. Using your sword, you cut hand and toe holes into the side of the crevasse and haul yourself up. Plodding your way through the thick snow, you continue your quest. Man, how unlucky can you get? Oh crap. Using your sword, you cut hand and toe holes into... We did this already. The wind starts to howl, blowing gusts of snow into your face. You put your head down and stride into it. Above the howl of the wind, you suddenly become aware of another sound, the howling of wolves. You draw your sword while trying to peer through the snow. Those things are really vicious, look at it. Look at them. As if out of nowhere, 2 snow wolves appear in front of you, hunched, ready to pounce. They are completely white except for their blood-red eyes. Suddenly, one leaps at you. It's time to duel! With my horribly low... skill. Alright, we have the same skill, so whoever rolls highest... Oh dear. And I forget what testing your luck does, but I think we're just gonna... First combat, I'm just gonna keep trying. Alright, here we go. Ouch. It's a back and forth. Alright, one more good roll like that. That's what I'm talking about. I defeated the first snow wolf. Now you must face the second snow wolf. So, no, it gets me. Keep fighting. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, finally, we managed to land a blow. Oh dear. This is not going to end well. Oh dear. Oh. Oh. Okay, here we go. It's, this one is slightly more skilled than I am, so it's less than 50-50. Okay, we win. You step past the still bodies of the wolves and continue your journey through the swirling snow. The climb becomes steeper and the going is slow. So I guess my adventure sheet is... Here we are. Let's go ahead and eat. I got absolutely wrecked by the 2 wolves. How are we going to hunt this beast if we can't even beat wolves? Yeah, that'll do. Alright. The snow is beginning to fall very heavily. As swirling around in the strong wind, a blizzard is starting. If you wish to use your sword to dig a shelter in the snow, turn to 281. If you'd rather press on, turn to 229. Well, there's no sense trying to walk through a blizzard, is there? That sounds very stupid. So let's dig a shelter. You hurriedly cut blocks of ice out of the mountainside and build a makeshift igloo. You crawl into it as the blizzard blows down the mountain with a ferocious power. Your body heat is retained inside the igloo and you keep warm. However, you must eat 2 portions of your provisions to regain the effort of building the igloo. This does not increase your stamina. An hour later, the blizzard dies down and you crawl out of your shelter to continue your quest. That's a nice sword. I like it. I mean, that's not a very good idea, because with these little grooves onto the hilts, it's just reducing the strength of the blade. But anyway. Underneath an overhanging rock, you see a small wooden hut built against the side of the mountain. Its roof is piled high with snow and long icicles hang down from the window ledges. You see a set of deep footprints leading from the hut up the side of the mountain. If you wish to enter the hut, turn to 36. If you'd rather follow the footprints in the snow, turn to 190. We're going to the hut. The front door of the hut is frozen shut, and you have to batter it with your shoulder to open it. There is only one room inside the hut containing the belongings of a fur trapper. Traps, furs, and sacks are stacked in the corner of the room. A wooden bed, a table and chair, and some cooking utensils show sign of recent use, and the ashes in the fire are still warm. If you wish to put some logs on the fire and warm up the cold stew in one of the pans, turn to 118. If you'd rather leave the hut and continue your quest, turn to 192. Well, there's nothing quite like being rude and burning people's fuel and eating their stew, is there? The fire is soon roaring and crackling in the hearth. The heat of the flames radiates through your body, and you revel in the warmth. The stew is delicious, and you feel your strength returning. You gain 3 stamina points. With renewed energy, you decide to leave the hut and continue your quest. As you're about to leave the hut, you catch sight of some weapons lying under the bed. If you wish to take a couple of them with you, turn to 255. If you do not wish to be encumbered by the additional weight and would rather leave without the weapons, turn to 263. I'm okay with taking the guy's provisions and fire. I'm not going to steal from the guy, though. Outside again in the deep snow, you set off on your trek up the mountainside, following the footprints in the snow, where you encounter a dragon rasping at you. I like that they put these random images in here. Not sure why they went for a dragon here. They should have had like a snowy path going up a hill, like a Bob Ross painting. The high altitude and thin atmosphere make you pant for breath as you continue your steady climb. You lose 1 stamina point. Good thing I healed. Uh-oh. Suddenly you hear the cry of a human voice, followed by a ferocious roar. Not far ahead you see a fur trapper fighting for his life against a gigantic bear-like beast with long white fur and sharp teeth protruding from its jaws. It is the killer beast you have been hunting, the abominable Yeti. You watch the unfortunate trapper being gashed by the Yeti's claws and falling face down in the snow. Damn it, I should have stolen those weapons. Incensed by the vicious attack, you scream at the Yeti and run through the snow to attack it. Turn to 77. Are you carrying a spear? I am not. You draw your sword and lunge at the huge white beast. It's time to fight. Yowza. This is not going to be easy. Even with rolls like that, this is not good at all. Ouch. We are going to get absolutely shreked. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Do we get one? Nope. Nope. Ha! We get a hit. Oh, that was close. We almost got another hit. No, that's it. We are defeated. You are dead. You have succumbed in your quest to find the crystal caves and locate the treasure of the Snow Witch. Well, that didn't last very long, did it? I'm not gonna... I didn't bookmark because those rolls were absolutely horrible. Okay, 6 again. It's fine. I'm fine with that. Let's try and get some better skill this time. Alright. 10. We may actually be able to fight something this time. Okay. Not quite as lucky, but still good. I'm going to take the same potion. Alright. Let's add a cheeky bookmark here. Flip through. We want to cross the ice bridge. Sometimes lucky. Oh yeah. Alright, this is the run, man. I feel it. We are lucky. You head carefully over the bridge, safely across the crevasse, you continue your slow trek through the snow. And here come those wolves. Let us see if we can do this without getting absolutely horribly massacred. We have an advantage of 2 upon these bastards. And with rolls like this, it'll be a short combat. And that's that's 2 dead wolves. Alright, we win. I think I'm gonna do the same thing I did before and dig the shelter. I want to enter the hut. Warm up the stew. 10:22. Alright. Now, this time, I'm quite inclined, as we know what's going to happen, to take some weapons. You take a warhammer and a spear before leaving the hut. Cool. Yes, we are still alive. Alright. We are back with the Yeti. However, this time we have a spear. Carefully, you heft the spear in your grasp, aiming at the Yeti. If you have frostbite in your sword arm, turn to 195. I'm guessing that's what happens if you walk through the blizzard. If not, turn to 249. Gripping the shaft tightly, you pull back your arm and hurl the spear at the snarling Yeti. Roll 1 dice. You roll 2 or greater, turn to 219. I mean, I assume a 1 is bad. The spear flies through the air and thuds into this Yeti's shaggy chest. It roars in pain, but does not fall. You quickly draw your sword to fight the enraged beast. Wow, this thing is... Wow, that weakens it by 2 skill points and a lot of stamina. We are equal in our abilities. Oh no, he's gonna get on me. Oh, damn you, Yeti. Come on, yes. Alright, 3 more strikes like that. It's a draw. Bring him down. Bring down the beast. Bam! Much better. We win. You kneel down beside the fur trapper and turn him over slowly. His eyes are barely open and blood trickles down from the corner of his mouth. The Yeti has gouged deep wounds in his chest and you realize that there is no hope of saving him. With a great effort, he reaches up and grabs you round the neck, pulling you down so that you can hear his dying words. Rosebud. He thanks you for trying to save him and insists on telling you his secret. In terrible pain, he struggles to whisper his story. He tells you that he has lived in the mountains for most of his life, hunting animals and trading their furs. But for the last 5 years, he has been searching for the legendary Crystal Caves. These caves have been cut out of a glacier by the followers of the Snow Witch, a beautiful yet evil sorceress, who is trying to use her dark powers to bring on an ice age so that she can rule supreme over the whole world. The entrance to the Crystal Caves is high up on this very mountain. It is open, but hidden by an illusion. The unfortunate fur trapper found it by accident only yesterday when he saw one of the Snow Witch's warriors seemingly walk straight through an ice wall and disappear. The trapper left a piece of fur hanging over the entrance so that he could find it again the next day. Sadly, the Yeti has put an end to his hopes. He asks you to enter the caves to slay the vile Snow Witch and leave her followers without their leader. There are legends about the great treasures being frozen into the wall of the Snow Witch's lair, which would provide ample reward. The fur trapper suddenly grips you hard and then falls back silently into the snow. He is dead. You cover him with snow, before deciding what to do. 50 gold pieces await you if you return with evidence of the Yeti's death to Big Jim's son. But the thought of a quest through the crystal caves beneath Icefinger Mountain excites you, and you decide to set off to find them. Now the snow has stopped falling, the sky is clear and blue. I should probably save game now that I've beaten the Yeti. There we are. Slowly you make your way up the mountainside, looking for the cave entrance marker left by the fur trapper. Suddenly you hear a distant rumbling from above, the terrifying sound of an avalanche. Test our luck. sometimes lucky. You look up to see great cascades of snow tumbling down the mountain. Fortunately, the avalanche sweeps down a ridge adjacent to the... You make your way slowly up the mountain until you reach a rock face that is too steep to climb. You walk around the side until you see a massive wall of ice which completely blocks a gully between two peaks of the mountain. The glacier. Your heart leaps as you catch sight of the piece of fur left hanging on the wall of ice by the trapper. Although you cannot see the entrance, you walk straight ahead. You shut your eyes as you think you're about to walk into the wall of ice, but you walk straight through the illusion and find yourself inside a long tunnel carved into the ice. You walk down it and soon arrive at a T-junction. Would you like some tea? Left or right? Now, does this one have a map? Bookmarks, options... No map for this one. Well, the right-hand path is the path of justice, as they say. The tunnel opens out into a small cavern, which is empty apart from a brass bowl resting on top of an ice plinth. The bowl contains a yellow liquid and a wooden ladle. If you wish to drink some of the liquid, turn to 24. If you'd rather walk back out of the cavern without drinking the liquid, turn to 56. Why would this be left out if it wasn't meant for drinking, is what I say. So let us drink some of this liquid, and see what happens. The liquid sends a glow through your body, and you feel wonderfully warm. You have swallowed a potion made by the Snow Witch that keeps her followers from feeling the cold. You gain 3 stamina points. The potion also cures frostbite. Any skill points that you may have lost because of frostbite are now restored. With renewed vigour, you walk back out of the cavern. You walk past the entrance tunnel on your left and continue on down the main tunnel. The tunnel bends round to the right. As you turn the corner, you almost bump into a tall, pale-skinned humanoid coming the other way. He is wearing a white cloak with a hood pulled over his head. He is a mountain elf, one of the Snow Witch's followers. Will we walk past him? Tell him you have come to join the Snow Witch's followers, or attack him with your sword? I have no idea what his initial reaction is. We could just walk past him as if we own the place, but then we're not wearing the white cloak, so he'll probably recognize us as an outsider. But then again, we are inside the wall, so maybe he's confident enough. Attacking him is probably a bit unnecessary at this stage. I'm going to go ahead and just act... The key part of any deception is to act like you're meant to be there. You nod your head at him and walk by nonchalantly. Sometimes lucky. Ooh, sometimes lucky. The mountain elf does not suspect that you are an intruder, and you are able to walk casually past him.